Hey everyone, I just read Fire and Blood by George R. R. Martin with illustrations by Doug Wheatley, and for the most part it was a chore. At least House of the Dragon won't want for material. It's a fictional text by Archmaester Glydain of the Citadel recording the history of Westeros under the rule of the Targaryen kings from Aegon the Conqueror to Aegon III. The prose? The Dance of Dragons was a great story with many shocking twists and turns and many interesting characters, and I really enjoyed how different sources gave different versions of the events recounted during it. The conquests of Aegon I and his sisters were great to read about too, not just because it gives us a glimpse at the state of Westeros before the Targaryens conquered it, but because of the bitter wars between the newly forged Seven Kingdoms and Dorne. And the illustrations were fantastic. The battle scenes were really well depicted, but I also liked how Doug Wheatley was able to portray the same characters at different ages or different physical conditions without making them unrecognisable to each other, such as with Jaehaerys and Aegon II. The cons? Most of the rule of Jaehaerys the Conciliator was pretty boring. There were some parts I liked, like the supposed circumnavigation of the globe by the Sun Chaser, and some characters I enjoyed like Jonquil Dark, but we didn't need 200 pages of intricate detail about what was, in essence, 55 years of peaceful rule. It was really hard to keep track of so many characters over such a huge period. It was doable in the main books because there they were actual characters with personalities, but the vast majority of the cast here are just names with maybe one or two actions attributed to them. And that brings me to my final point. This book is just so stale. It's just an outline written in the style of a history book, and for a fiction novel that style of writing just isn't engaging. For a real-world non-fiction history book, I would be more forgiving of this, given the events actually happened, and in some way give context to the way the world is today. But Fire and Blood is about a place that doesn't exist, describing events that didn't happen, and I just don't have the patience for that, especially given its length. Much as I enjoyed The Dance of Dragons and hope House of the Dragon does its potential justice, I would have much preferred the pages and effort that went into this book to have gone into The Winds of Winter instead. This is a book I'd only recommend to the biggest Song of Ice and Fire fans. If you're curious about how House of the Dragon might play out, just read from Heirs of the Dragon, A Question of Succession, to Aftermath, The Hour of the Wolf, and you'll be covered. The rest of it isn't worth it in my opinion. This is the only work of Martin's I've ever actively disliked, and I'm giving Fire and Blood a C. Sorry, it would have been a D if not for The Dance of Dragons. What should I read next? Comment down below. If you liked the review and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.